Pam Sordyl from Puppy Well Awareness of Southeast Michigan. Pam, you did speak last week. Is there any change to your testimony from last week?
I didn't have a chance to prepare a full testimony last time.
Okay.
I do have additional information.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
Okay. Hello again. I am a little bit more prepared, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. We've had a lot of great comments already made in opposition to this bill, but I did want to address some of the comments that were made at the first hearing by the pet stores. Again, my name is Pam Sordyl. I'm the founder of Puppy Mill Awareness of Southeast Michigan, and I've been tracking shipping records for 10 years from the Michigan Department of Agriculture, their public records, their certificates of veterinary inspection that come with every canine that comes into the state. So I've been tracking all the pet stores that are here today. I've been tracking their shipping records for 10 years. And so I do breeder research. For every breeder name, I usually go out and I look at their USDA inspection reports, sometimes their zoning reports, any complaints they have. And we post this information to the public, but now we don't have inventory records. We don't have inspection reports. So, for instance, the family puppy last week or 2 weeks ago stated a question was asked: do they have any complaints? There were complaints. There was a sick dog. There were sick dogs sold, and it was on Channel 25. So the pet stores are not being forthcoming about the number of sick dogs they're selling. So I'd like to point that out. The family puppy has worked with large-scale commercial kennels in Indiana. One breeder had 177 dogs, and some of them had serious direct violations, including not seeking veterinary care.
Pam,
yeah.
Sorry. I'd ask you if you could, confine your remarks to the specific bill. This committee is not a forum to talk pro or con about a specific business. There is no specific business mentioned in either of these bills. So I'd really appreciate if you would just really confine your remarks to the specific nature of House Bill 5916 and 17.
Okay, so my organization also tracks complaints, and this is why we are banning, and this is my ordinance, humane pet acquisition proposal. We need to keep these ordinances in place. This bill would remove would overturn our ordinances in 3 cities. So my organization does receive complaints. I have 100 complaints for Petland Novi, over 100, and I'm not a reporting agency. So when a family calls me for a complaint, and the question was asked, does the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development respond to sick dog complaints? No, they do not. The only thing that they really do now is track the importation of the canines and also inspect shelters. They are now looking at large-scale breeders, but they do not regulate pet stores. They dropped the program in 2009. So if a family came to me and said they bought a sick dog, I would say you're going to have to try to call animal control. Maybe there's another sick dog in there, but they turn them away and say it's a civil case. So the Michigan Department of Ag will assist local governments, and I have official letters from them saying that they will assist local law enforcement, but the local law enforcement is already burdened and they don't want to take it on, so then they point fingers back at each other. So there's minimal enforcement. And I'll just give you another example. The newest pet store in Kent County, the Barking Boutique, has had many complaints filed with local enforcement. And the animal control officers are really only enforcing the animal cruelty law. So if there's a sick dog, they'll go and look at the sick dog, but they're not looking at pet store records. They're not looking at any other the pet shop laws. They're only looking at the MCL pertaining to cruelty. So animal control officers were called out to, they saw a photographer saw a lethargic puppy with a high temperature. The animal control officers told them to go seek veterinary care, but they never followed up to see if that dog received care. They received another sick bulldog puppy complaint, and they did not go out to respond to that complaint. They were called out to the store in January of this year. Another bulldog puppy was returned to the store ill. When the officers showed up, the puppy was not there, and the officers did not follow up to see where that puppy was. In January again, a former employee filed a series of complaints regarding sick dogs in the store, and no one followed up on that complaint either. So we're seeing an extreme case in Kent County and in my own county, Oakland County. We're not seeing local law enforcement. Oakland County Animal Control does not want to go into these stores and enforce. They will only look if there's a sick puppy, and they will ask them to get veterinary care maybe. So I think that this is impossible to enforce because the real problem is that the USDA kennel's out of state. So any amount of regulation here is not going to prevent these sick dogs from coming into our state.
Okay. Any committee members with questions? Appreciate your time. Thank you.